قال لأبيه يا أبت لم تعبد ما لا يسمع ولا يبصر ولا يغني عنك شيئا. وفي مقام آخر قال الله تعالى إذ قال لأبيه وقومه ما هذه التماثيل التي أنتم لها عاكفون. صدق الله العظيم. I recited to you two ayahs from the Quran. The first one comes from Surah Maryam, ayah number 42. Second one comes from Surah Al-Anbiya, ayah number 52. Both of these statements relates to a prophet, a very beloved prophet that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him a title, friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Khalilullah. You and I know him by the name of Ibrahim alayhi salam. This is the time when Ibrahim alayhi salam was living in his homeland. According to the people who wrote the books on the lives of the prophets, talk about that this land was most probably Babylon, which is in modern-day Iraq. People were idol worshippers. They would worship idols made from wood, stones, different other objects. They were worshiping stars, but they were not worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the time when Ibrahim alayhi salam approached his father, as Quran mentioned, Abi specifically, and in another ayah that I recited to you, لِأَبِيهِ وَقَوْمِهِ, his father and his people. He said, why exactly are you worshiping the gods that you worship, who are incapable of listening or doing anything? Why? It's just a question. There must be a reason that you are spending so much of your wealth, health, efforts towards some things that are useless, meaningless, that you have come up on your own. You do not have any divine proof of their existence. Why exactly are you doing it? And they had only one response. قَالُوا وَجَدْنَا آبَاءَنَا لَهَا عَابِدِينَ. This is exactly how we learned it from our forefathers. So we are simply practicing what we learned from our forefathers. So to them, what Allah and His Prophet tells was not a hujjah, was not a proof. Their proof of evidence was whatever has been going on generation after generation. Now Muslims all over the world, there's 1.6, 1.7 billion Muslims, the fastest growing religion in the world, and the second largest population that belongs to any particular religion in the world. How many of us carry baggages, which are cultural baggages, have foundations in something else other than the religion, and we follow it as if it is religion? Simple things. Marriages. Our marriages are so expensive. If you go maybe like 2 generations ago, you could marry an entire village in the amount of money we spend on our marriages. And we think if I don't do this, people will be upset. So we are more concerned about people than what Allah and His Prophet tells us. We go through the books of the seerah. We look at the life of the Prophet. We look at the marriages of the Prophet. They were simple. Whoever was around invites them over. There is a nikah. There are witnesses. Take your wife. There is no burden on the parents of a woman to feed 700 people. This is nonsense that we have made it such a mandatory part of our lives to throw away walima parties as if they are king's cuisines. 15 different dishes, different types of meats, different types of breads, different kinds of sweets. The woman's side asks for the mahar, which is probably $100,000. What are we doing? We're selling people or what? We have totally killed the purpose of marriage. We have made marriages so expensive that people are not marrying because they don't even have money to afford marriage. So if we need to go back and look at some of the practices that we are following, we're doing, have no basis. There's a famous English saying, cut your coat according to your cloth. You make your clothes based on the amount of cloth you have. You do not go out of your means. Unfortunately, there are people in America, maybe in Europe, who take loans to have extravagant weddings. And then they're making loan payments. Now think about it. Step back. Let's say the total amount of money that somebody says, I'm going to spend on putting these two people together in marriage is $200,000. Just throwing out a number, $100,000, $50,000. Instead of spending that money on those marriages, let's keep it simple. Hand that money to this new couple as their starting money that they could use to maybe buy a house, buy a property. Help them start their life as a step up from where we started. This would be more beneficial in the long run. A lot of the people are living life in stress in the United States of America because they want to achieve a dream that someone else showed to them. And they